Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at BTC. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Okay, so for the most part, we're still just sitting around in this area here. I am looking for the potential, we could start to actually play out a bigger third wave to the upside here for as long as we sort of hold this support range here of this 24,810 to this 26,631 region. So for as long as we hold this range, potentially we could actually see this look to play out to the upside here, looking for this potentially is starting to build. The problem is within this structure here, it is looking very corrective at the moment, and it's looking like it is pretty much just three wave structures in here, A, B, and potentially a C wave to the upside here. So we need to be aware that it is possible this could be a completed B wave here, and we could actually start to fall off back down here towards this zone of this 26,491 area. The thing is within this, it is also possible that this, if this is a B wave here, it might not be complete yet. And the reason that I'm thinking about that is if we use these, if we just pull from this A wave high over here, which would be there, into the C wave low, we can see that we're coming up to like 50%. So it is possible, within this structure, we could see something like this where we actually form this as an A wave. We could form something like this as a B wave back down into these zones and looking to retest some of these lows and then look to still push up one more time for that C wave. So this is still possible. It would still keep within the proportion of this A wave here. The problem is if it does do something like this, it starts to become disproportionate to the wave one. So we need to just be aware that it could take a little bit of time here to actually to play out. If this just remains choppy within this zone, that would be what I would be anticipating is basically something like this, where we could still look to come back down here and then look to push back up into this zone. So this is going to be a key zone here. There's a couple of ways we can measure this. So this is looking for this to potentially be flat here. We've actually come up to that one-to-one already of the A wave, which is this 28,466. Within this, we could argue that we could push up one more time. We could see, like I said, a little bit more of a drop here, or this could potentially be a triangle within here. If we come down into the 30 minutes, we could see this developing in this manner where this is an A, B, C, potentially we get a D and E wave here, and then we look to actually progress to the upside and then potentially look to actually push up higher towards this zone here of, it depends where it ends, but towards this 30,000 area. This is still possible as a B wave looking to actually push up into this area and then look to break down. The thing is, it would be higher than our typical zone that we'd look for a flat. Another way we can measure this is off the B wave, which would put us closer. Um, sorry, yeah, off of this, yeah. So basically, we could look to this zone here if we look at this slightly different. But for the most part, I'm just keeping an eye on how we react in this zone. If we do start to break down, however, we need to be aware we could be looking to head down towards this 491 at a one-to-one. And then another area of interest would actually be down here towards this 25,180. That would be coming back into these previous highs that we've got over here. Obviously, we do have the support range here. So the 0.382 has been met already. This is the 50% here at this 26, which would also be an interesting zone if we come back into it, retesting this high point here. Alternatively, we've got that golden pocket down here towards this 25.52 to this 25.409, and then finally this 24.810. So this is looking for the fact that we could still be within a wave two here. This could look to drag out a little bit more, where this becomes a W, an X, and a Y, or an A, a B, and potentially a C wave to the downside. So if we are going to see that, what we'd want to see, if we're going to see a C wave down, what I'd be potentially looking for here, it's very difficult to look at this as a five wave structure here, but what we'd want to see is something like this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 down into this range. Off of the current zones that we have, we'd be looking for that possibility of actually coming down towards this 26,957 as a wave three. But like I said, I don't have a lot of confidence in this because of the way the structure is here. It doesn't look very good as an impulse, so I am treating it as a corrective pattern. But it doesn't mean that we can't push down one more time and then look to push up as well. So this is going to be key. If we remain above these lows of this 26 600, potentially we can still look for the possibility that we're starting to build for this third wave, and actually we've completed here. But once again, the move to the upside isn't great. The only way that it would make sense is that potentially we have something like this as a 1-2, another 1-2 in here, and then we start to go to the upside. So what we'd want to see if that's playing out is something like this, looking for this possibility of maintaining this 27 275, and then looking for that potential to actually look to push up with this as a third wave. So we did come back, we did come down into this golden pocket area here. We could argue that, this could be a 1-2. It wouldn't really work. We'd have to say that this was a wave one again, two, and then we're starting to push up. But I really don't like the structure within it. That's why I'm still thinking it's a corrective move, and I'm still thinking we do have that possibility of at least coming back down one more time here. Um, we'll have to see if this does something like this and retests this low, potentially we could then look to actually push up one more time and then form this as an a B, and a C, and then look to target out some of these zones here towards this 29,114 as a 1.382. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see how things play out. What we're looking for here is basically that evidence that we're making a bigger move to the upside, looking for this for more confirmation by actually moving up towards this 35,192. That's what we want to see in the shorter term here. If we look at this as a 1-2 again, we want to see this potentially build up towards this zone of this 35,192. But like I said in the previous video, if this is a third of a third here, we really want to see this starting to get going. Once it builds this base here, it needs to start showing us that it is a third wave. Otherwise, it becomes more likely that this is just a corrective pattern, and we could look to actually just break down afterwards. So we're still looking for that potential. If we fail to hold this 23,896, it becomes less, well, basically then this potential of extension like this is invalidated. However, there is still potential to find support lower down, and what we would be looking for with something like this is the fact that we could be looking to actually come back down here towards this zone of this 24,657. That would be a 0.382 retracement. 50% would be this 23,590, and then basically the lower range of this would be this 21,191. We wouldn't want to lose this area. Once we start to lose this 786, it becomes less likely that this is playing out. We need to be aware that this is a possibility. We were talking about it in the previous video, just talking about the fact that we can look at this move up in a few ways. Potentially this could be a wave five still. And if I just throw this on here, still talking about that potential of this actually being a fifth wave in this zone here. So it is possible that we could still see that bigger breakdown here in a three-wave structure, looking to actually come back down into this zone here of this 20,941 to this 17,582. So keep an eye on this. If we do start to break down, we start to lose some of those key levels that we've just talked about. Potentially, it could indicate that we are starting to break down for a bigger retracement here, which, if we are looking for continuation, needs to find support above the 786 really. That would be, once you start getting down to that zone, it's you know it really starts testing the structure of this move. So we want to stay above that area pretty much. If we can get something like this where we do come down and say if we did looking still at this as that potential ABC where we do look to break down in a bigger five-way move here. A wick down through this is fine, but you'd want to get back above it pretty quickly. If we started to break down, consolidate underneath this area, it becomes likely that we're actually going to take these lows. So we are still looking for that possibility. It's not the I mean, we can't rule out the fact that we do continue to have these good support ranges. We're above some of these key highs here. So what I would be interested in is seeing whether we can manage to have a retest here and then look to move away from this. That would be a sign of strength. But obviously, if we start to break down under these levels, retest and then start to break down, we're going to have to hold some of these lower zones here. Otherwise, it starts to become less likely that we're going to see that continuation. And we could actually, in fact, be looking for a move to the downside still towards this 13,397 to this 10,604 range. So within this, we're still looking out for these things. This move is possible. It just needs to prove itself here. We really want to see this starting to move here now, though. Want to see some nice strong moves coming to the upside here. Otherwise, I'm going to be treating this still as corrective, and then potentially looking for the fact that we need to come back down a little bit deeper for that wave two to complete potentially between this 26,631 to this 24,810 range. So that's the primary count that I'm looking for. We can start building here. Like I said, this could become a 1-2-1-2 sort of situation. But what we need to see is this move finding support and then looking to actually push up. So this would be looking at, like I said previously, we're looking for this potential that we need to get up towards this 30K region, 30,256 if you want to look at this potential. And then we can start to go, this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gets us up here. We get a fourth and a fifth, potentially up into these zones here of this 30,859 to this 30,481, and then we can start looking at potential additional extensions within this move. So yeah, I mean, we still have that bullish potential here. It's just I don't have a lot of confidence in it currently. I do think that potentially here we could see one more drop if we are looking for this as a wave two. This becomes an A, B, and potentially a C wave to the downside here, and then we start to move up. So that's basically that is that. We were talking about this previously as well. I haven't So we were talking about that possibility. We could see actually that this has had an extension in a wave one. So this is not very common. So it's just something I'm keeping an eye on. And I was initially looking at it as potentially looking at this as a 3-4-5 into here. But I am also open to the possibility that within this, we could see something like this, especially if we develop a fifth wave to the upside here, looking for this zone of this 29,706 to this 28,941. So the thing here is this would be quite tricky here because this could, like I said, we could see a flat up into these ranges as well. But if I'm also keeping an eye out with this, if we just form something like this as an ABC here, potentially we could look to count this in a different way, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, something like this as a diagonal. That would not be off the cards here. And then, that could actually end this sequence here, where we have this as a bigger five-wave move, but with a wave one extension. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. If we just form a diagonal structure to the upside, so something like this, basically, we'd be looking for some kind of a wedge pattern, just ascending wedge like this. And then if we form something like this, potentially this would actually play into this count really well. Obviously, what we'd have to be cautious of within this is that this isn't a wave two. We form a leading diagonal here, find support, and then look to push up one more time from that point. So these are the things that I'm just currently looking out for. If we do fail to hold these key areas though, it's 25, 211. I think it's going to be quite an important one. We fail to hold that. Potentially, we could then look to actually have a bigger breakdown here and look to find either support lower down here towards this wave two, which would be a common area if this is a wave one extension. Potentially, even if we do count it back here and this starts to become a bigger corrective structure, something like this, potentially coming down into these zones here would be looking towards that 50% retracement. So, yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on it. It's not really giving us too much information at this time. Everything is looking corrective of the top end here. So we're just going to have to keep our wits about it and just monitor how the actual structure develops. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, there are affiliate links for both BYBIT and Primex BT down there, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourself. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.